Why do I do what I do is one of my most common questions. Why am I an energy healer? Why Tantra? You know what I'm saying? Like a lady just asked me a couple days ago, am I really spiritual? Am I just a freak that like to make women orgasm?
You freaky frog! You're a freaky frog!
And first of all, like why can't you be both? I really am not a freak that just like to make women orgasm. Um, I was doing tantric energy healing privately, meaning like the whole energy orgasm thing. I was doing that for like 5 years by myself, just in my personal relationships. It wasn't until I learned that it was a healing modality, that pleasure can be healing, that orgasms can be healing, that like the energy orgasm was a side effect of healing taking place and releasing of stagnant energy and releasing of blockages. So it wasn't until I learned like that these benefits existed that I took it to the public. You know what I'm saying? Like I got formal training, learned that it was a healing modality, and then started taking it to the public. So I first started doing all of this around 2012, and I didn't start working with the public till like 2017. You feel me? So it was like learning that it was a healing modality. And one of the things that made me do it, it kind of like, and I got I got this question in an interview a little while back with a director from this documentary. And he was like, man, like, so what made you want to do it? And basically I had always met women with a lot of trauma. Like every time I was meeting somebody, um, they just had traumatic experiences. It's like they was drawn to me. And like initially I was thinking like maybe because like I'm a big like football player size dude that maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe it was like a physical protection thing. But when I learned about Tantra as a healing modality, it kind of like, well, maybe they was all drawn to me because I got like this healing energy, and this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You feel me? Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like they was out running to me for healing, and then I ain't know nothing about this healing energy, and it was that type of thing. And so it just kind of like clicked. And they asked, well, what made you want to heal though? Because you could have just left. I don't know, man. Like, why does anybody want to heal? It makes sense. It might be like my purpose, my life purpose, or, you know what I'm saying? I read this book called The Art of Communication by a Buddhist monk named Thich Nhat Hanh. The Art of Communication by Thich Nhat Hanh. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but he had this part in there about helping people suffer less. Like this life journey, you know what I'm saying? Life got hands, you feel me? Like life will put some hands on you, and you know what I'm saying? People suffer. And so he had this whole thing about like just helping people suffer less. And I kind of see my role as an energy worker, as an energy healer, it's kind of like I just help people suffer less, right? And so like why though? You know, one of the things that I hate is that when I had some people I used to be cool with say this, and I'm sure other people think it, but like this whole notion that I do this to get girls, like, man, come on, it's a lot easier ways to do this than, it's a lot easier ways to get girls. I ain't never had no problem getting no women, you feel me? Not to like be bragging, but I will pop my collar, you feel me? I ain't never had no trouble getting no woman, right? Like, since I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? They done chose up, you feel me? Like, this ain't never been no issue. So when people say that, I'm like, man, have you seen me? Like, do you want to smell my cologne, baby? Like, this ain't that, you feel me? Like, it's just an opportunity to help people suffer less. You know what I'm saying? I learned a technique that can help people suffer less, and that's all it really was. You did what I'm saying? I always had like like I always been attracted to alternative shit and healing. You feel me? Like I can remember being like a teenager and having herbs. Like I've been working roots and working herbs. I just had a natural affinity to natural medicine, to healing to all of this different stuff. Like, oh, that's the thing. Like, why I do what I do, it's just an opportunity to help people suffer less. You know what I'm saying? And then like the chick who said, "Hey, are you really spiritual or are you just freaky?" You know, I think people not used to having like open dialogues about sex, especially in America. You feel me? And so everybody having sex or want to have sex, but they not like talking about it. It's like so taboo to talk about, right? And so I can see how it could rub people the wrong way when we just openly talking about sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just making it a part of the conversation because it's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? So I try to like to include things. Like, we talk about a lot of different things on my stories, but talking about sex is like taboo. Like, oh, and maybe because like I'm a man and I know this. Like, my homegirl just told me this the other day. She was like, I'm one of the only men she's ever met that like she feels like safe around, or like she feels like a calming, gentle, loving energy, right? And so I noticed to be like facts that a lot of women have not had like positive male experiences, right? And so me being a quote unquote healer, a quote unquote, you know, energy worker, and then the fact that I can make women orgasm without touching them, it becomes this skepticism. It's like you never had no good experiences with men, and then this dude coming along like with the ability to heal, and he using sexual energy. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the skepticism. In his work, like, you should be skeptical because there's people out here that is bogus. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? It is people out here that is bogus. But everybody wants to know like what got me started and why I got into it. And you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, and then there's this notion that you can't be like multiple things. Like, I can't be spiritual if I'm freaky. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know, I got, you know, I don't know if it's just a Gemini thing. It might just be a human nature thing. I know they said about Pac that Tupac, they was like Pac was, he changed after Bishop. But it was really just people didn't know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got multiple personalities. I got multiple aspects of my personality. I think everybody do. Like, we human, we got layers to us. Humans have layers, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we just one dimensional. So no, I'm not just one dimensional. Yeah, I'm spiritual. Yeah, I cuss. Yeah, you know, I talk about sex. It doesn't make me any less quote unquote spiritual. And what does it even mean to be spiritual? Like, we all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just ranting and rumbling and ruminating and shit. You feel me? Like, but yeah, man. So in short, I just did a whole lot of nothing. But in short, okay, so I just talked a lot. The reason I started offering energy healing to the public is that it's just an opportunity to help people suffer less. I was meeting women who had a lot of trauma. I found out something that could help trauma, and it just made sense to me. It like resonated, like 2 + 2 = 4. It just resonated. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me also, what do I get out of it? And again, with that skepticism, like, what is it in for you? I get a kick out of helping people. You know what I'm saying? Or just like seeing people, the impact that you can make on people's life, and then hearing the feedback is like, it's impactful. The energy orgasms are not even a big deal. You got to think about it. I've been doing it over 10 years now. So it's kind of like, a lot of people call me jaded, and I think I am jaded. You know what I'm saying? It's just like another day at the office a lot of times. It's just, and not every woman orgasms on the table. But when it happens, it's just like, it's not even a big deal. It just is what it is. It's just like, you know, crying, laughing, orgasming. All of those are different ways of releasing stagnant energy. You know what I'm saying? Of the release process. It's not like a big deal. You feel me? Like, it just happens. It's like a natural body function. It would be like somebody like being impressed with pissing at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a natural body function. It's just a natural way to release. And some people don't even, you know, like I said, they have like a more calm experience. So it's not like a big deal. Like, so to go back to what do I get out of it? I just get the fulfillment of helping people. Um, yeah, because I could have kept it to myself, you know what I'm saying, and I could have just kept it with my personal life. But like I said, when I learned that it was like a healing modality and you could really impact people, it just made sense with the amount of women that I met that had trauma, you know what I'm saying, and that's been through some shit, and so that's all it really is. Yeah, suffer less. You feel me?